My guitar is very humid. It can't stand the heat, and I'd rather be cold than hot. So it gets a little testy in these changing of temperatures. All right, that's all right. Okay, let's see how are we doing here? I'm gonna ask Barbara if she could just give this time. Oh. Do you have our mini Sure. Al Shoshat Devarim, Ha'olam Omed, Rabbi Al Torah stands on three things, or the world rather, stands on three things. Torah, Avodah, which back then was worship, so we sacrifice was prayer, and then we use Hasadim and acts of kindness. The world stands on Torah, kindness, and praise. All right, everybody, good Shabbos. Good Shabbos. Great to have you all here in our modest little abode here in the chapel at Ohev Shalom. Shabbat Shalom to my friends in the internet. I apologize to everybody who is watching live stream. This beautiful rainbow that you see behind me in this space is gorgeous. It really brings a special air to the space. But for our friends online, it doesn't really do a lot of good. So if you do see my head bouncing back and forth, I am here, I promise. I promise. I think my voice will help with that as well. All right, my friends. So, oh, goodness, Mark, that's very loud. Can we turn that down a scotch? I feel like I'm in a stadium, and that is definitely not the situation right now. Let's turn that. Yeah, right. I don't want to drown you out. I want you to drown me out. That's the difference. I'm okay with that. I am okay with it. So we're going to begin our service on page 16 with Shalom Aleichem. This is one of my more favorite Shalom Aleichems because it's just a little more bubbly when it gets us into the Shabbos mood. I'm going to start as a nigun, a wordless melody, just to get the melody in our ears. La 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 la. La entrance of Psalms that begin our week. We'll begin with Lechu Neranena on page 22. So we'll start with the first couple of stanzas at the top, couple of lines rather, and we'll jump our way to the last three. That will get us right into Shir Ladonai, Shir Chadash, the next page. Lechu Neranena, Lechu Neranena, Lechu Neranena, Ladonai, Lechu Neranena, Lechu Neranena, Lechu Neranena, Ladonai. Naria, Naria, Letzor Yishenu, Nekadma Hanav Betodah. Shana aku bedor va'omar amtoei levavhem vehem lo yadu derachai asher nishbati v'api im yevaun el menochati. Page 24. Continue with our Psalms that lead us into Shabbat. Bottom of page 26, Or Zarua. Light is sown for the righteous, and joy is in the upright in the heart. Joy is for the upright in heart.
Simcha
let's turn now to Lecha Dodi, which is one of my most favorite prayers in Kabbalah. It is a beautiful piyut, which is a liturgical poem that were created centuries ago by people who had an extensive knowledge of the Jewish Bible and would write these poems, not for the synagogue, not for the Jewish community, but for themselves. And these piyutim became so popular within their communities that word spread. And now to this day, we have these beautiful, beautiful poems set to music from people from all over the world. But tonight, it is the day before Tisha B'Av, which is the commemoration of the destruction of the temples. And so to commemorate that moment, there's a tradition in which we sing one of our piyutim, specifically more something called a kinah, or a keynote, which is a collection of liturgical poems, but they are a specific type of liturgical poem. They are poems of lament, which is very typical and usual for this time of year. So the melody I'll be teaching you, we'll be putting it into our verses for Lecha Dodi. And for those of us who aren't familiar with our Lecha Dodi order, we go to the first two stanzas on 38, then we turn to the next page on 40, we go to the top stanza, and then the last two. I will call out each name as we go for their stanza, in case you didn't remember all of that, and that's okay. That's okay. So it goes like this. Lai, 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 lai. Lai, 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 lai. Lai, 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 lai. Ya, la, 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 la. Try sing with me. Lai, 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 lai. Ya, lai, 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 lai. Ya, la, lai, 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 lai. Ya, la, lai, 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 lai. Lecha Dodi likra kala. Penei Shabbat nekabela, Lecha Dodi likra kala. Penei Shabbat nekabela. First stanza, Shamor. Shamor b'zachor b'diporecha, Hishmiyanu el hamyuchad. Page 38. Adonai echad u'shmo echad, L'shemo tiferet v'lichila. Lecha Dodi likra kala, Penei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likra kala, Penei Shabbat nekabela. Second stanza, likrat. Likrat Shabbat lecho v'nelcha, Ki hi mekor haberacha, Merosh mikedem nesucha. Sof ma'aseh b'machshava techela, Lecha Dodi likra kala, Penei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likra kala, Penei Shabbat nekabela. We turn the page to the top stanza, Hitori. Hitoreri, hitoreri, Kiva orech kumi ori, Uri, uri, shir taberi, Kevod Adonai alayich nigla. Lecha Dodi likra kala, Penei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likra kala, Penei Shabbat nekabela. Second to last stanza, Yamin. Yamin u'smol tifrotzi, Me'et Adonai taritzi. Al yarish be'partzi, v'nismecha v'nahagina. Lecha Dodi likra kala, לקרא כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. בואי ושלום עטרת בעלה, גם לשמחה וצהלה, תוך אמוני עם סגולה. בואי חלה, לך דודי לקרא כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקרא כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. You may be seated. I want to welcome our dear Levy family, Ray, Brenda, Sandy's daughter Karen. Thank you all. I'm so sorry. Ray's dear wife Melissa had passed away this past week, and there is a special greeting that we welcome you here that I would like all of us to say together at the bottom of page 41. We'll read it in the Hebrew first and then in the English. Let's read together. Hamakom yanachem etchem b'tov sha'ar avelei Zion v'Yerushalayim. May the Holy One who comforts Israel grant you solace in your bereavement. Know that your Ohev family is here for you always, and that Melissa's memory will be cherished for a long time. So we continue now. Once we have greeted the Shabbat Queen from Lecha Dodi, we go into our Sabbath Psalm on page 42 and 43. Let's read together first the English responsibly, the Sabbath Psalm. It is good to thank you, Adonai, to sing praises to your exalted name. To the sound of the 10-string lyre with voice and the music of the harp. How great are your deeds, Adonai. How profound are your designs. Though the wicked may thrive like grass and the doers of evil seem to flourish, those who oppose you will perish, the workers of iniquity will be routed. I see the defeat of my foes, I hear the doom of my enemies. Planted in the house of Adonai, they will flourish in the courts of our God. Even in old age, they will bear fruit, retaining their vigor and strength. Proclaiming that Adonai is just, my rock, in whom there is no unrighteousness. So we'll turn over to page 42, the last 4 lines, Sadiq Katamar. Sadiq Katamar. We are invited to rise as we begin our evening service. You might be wondering why I haven't been wearing my talis throughout the whole service, but I am going to put it on now. It's the tricky time this summer because while the sun has not set, it is doing its job right now, but not quite at the speed we would like it when we try to start Shabbat at 6 o'clock. For me, it makes it more connected once we do the Ma'ari of the evening service for Shabbos. So allow me a minute to put my talis on. Good Shabbos, everybody. All right. Turn our friends around. We turn to page 52 and we sing of our love, the eternal love that God has for the Jewish people, and we strive as Jewish people to return that love back to God. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha bechol levavecha ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודך והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבבך ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך וקשרתם להיות על ידך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך. Continuing quietly, pages 56, 58. ולמען תזכרו ועשיתם כל מצוותי, הייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתיכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם. Adonai Elohechem, Amen. Let's turn to page 61 on the English side and read responsively, Emet ve'emunah, God, our Redeemer. True and certain it is that there is one God, incomparable, and that we, the household of Israel, are God's people.
It is God who redeems us from the life of tyrants, delivering us from slavery unto freedom.
Great are the things which God has done, with wonders which are without number.
Delivering our past ancestors from beyond bondage, inspiring hope and faith in every generation.
May God continue to protect our people and guard all humankind from disaster.
And the children of Israel with all God's might, giving thanks and praise to the divine name.
They accepted God's sovereignty willingly and sang in joyous thanksgiving.
Moses and the children of Israel proclaimed in great exaltation.
Who is like you, Adonai, among the mighty? Who is like you, glorious in holiness, revered in praises, doing wonders?
When your majesty is glorious to see, your children beyond the majesty and power.
This is my God, they exclaimed and said, Adonai shall reign forever and ever.
As you deliver the children of Israel from the hand of Pharaoh, so may you redeem all your children from oppression.
So move back over to 60, the last 6 lines. Mi chamocha.
No
favorites in the Shabbat evening service is the next page, 62, which is Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom v'ha'amidenu malkeinu l'chaim ufros aleinu sukat shalamecha. May we be guarded by your tabernacle and shielded with your peace. Hashkivenu. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu Leshalom Leshalom Ve'hamiteinu Malkeinu Lechaim Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom V'ha'amidenu malkeinu lechaim Ofros aleinu sukat shelamecha me'ata ועד עולם, ואתה ועד עולם, ואתה ועד עולם. ברוך אתה אדוני, הפורש סוכת שלום. Aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael ve'al Yerushalayim. Page 64. Vishamru. I see Gail getting your hands ready. All right. For my friends here who don't know, what started in the ELC, the Early Learning Center, has now made its debut into the sanctuary and has taken the sanctuary, well, and now the chapel, by storm. But this is Vishamru. Gail's going to lead us in the Vishamru. Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et Shabbat, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני, עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. וביום השביעי שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. All right. It's always one of my favorite things growing up is that Vishamru. It's a good one. We continue on page 66, Chatzi Kaddish. יתגדל ויתקדש שם רבה. יומד יברך חירותי מימליך מלכותי, מחייך עונב יום אחד, ובחייתך בית ישראל. בגלה ובזמן קריב ויאמרו אמן. יהי שמרה במברך לעולם ולעמי ימיה יתברך. יתברך וישתבח ויפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי לקודשה ברוחו לילה מכל ברכתה ושירתה תושבחתה ונחמתה תמירה מימה ויאמרו amen. Take this moment now for the silent Amidah, which you can find on pages 69 through 76. maker of peace in the heavens, grant us peace to everyone, Jewish and all, in the house of Israel. Amen. Ose shalom bibroma, hoya ase shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'imro amen. Ose shalom bibroma, hoya ase shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'imro amen. Lay, 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 yay, lay, 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 yay, lay, lay, yay, lay, lay, yay, lay, 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 yay, lay, 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 yay, lay, 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 yay, lay, lay. So there is a tradition, not one that we typically follow, but I'm going to, instead of a little drash tonight, like to introduce it, reintroduce it, however you've been a part of this, or maybe we haven't. We're going to start with page 80 with Vayachulu, which is essentially very, another way of the Vashamru, just talking about guarding the Sabbath and making it holy for ourselves. So we'll start with Vayachulu together. Then we're going to turn to page 82, where we'll read in the English on 6 and 83, where it says, your word was a shield, and then we're going to sing, or I will sing, and if you're familiar with it, wonderful, would love you to try it along with me. And if not, this will be a lovely solo. But it is a beautiful, what's happening here is that this is a shortened version of what we would call a repetition of the Amidah, which is not something we do out loud on an evening service, but there is a different way in which we do that on Shabbat evening. So this is an abbreviated repetition of the Amidah that we are going to do a little bit of tonight. So let's begin on page 80 with Vayacholu. Vayacholu hashamayim ve'haaretz v'chol tzva'am vayachal Elohim bayom hashvi melachto asher asa vayishpot bayom hashvi mikom melachto asher asa vayevarech Elohim et yom hashvi vaykadesh oto ki vo shava mikom melachto asher bara Elohim lasot. So let's turn to page 83. In the middle, the indented couplets where it says, your word was a shield, we'll read responsibly. Your word was a shield to our ancestors, and your decree confers immortal life. You alone are holy God. You give rest to your people on Shabbat, because you are made by God. Help us to worship you in reverence and awe, and to give thanks to you every day. From you all blessings flow, to you all praise is due. You are Adonai of peace, who hallows the Sabbath and blesses the seventh day. Psalm 82, the second paragraph. Magen avo bivaro, mechaye metim b'mamaro, ha'el hakadosh she'en kamohu, המניח לעמו מיום שבת קודשו, כיוון רצה להניח להם, כיוון רצה להניח להם,
לפניו נעבוד ביראה ופחד, ונודה לשמו בכל יום תמיד, מעין הברכות אל ההודעות אדון השלום, מקדש השבת וברך שביעי, ומניח בקדושה לימדו שני עונג, זכר למעשה וראשית. So because we did a little piece of the repetition of the Amidah, we're going to continue on page 86, Kaddish Shalem. ויתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה, ויעמד דברכינותי וימליך מלכותי, בחייכון וביומכון, ובחייך בית ישראל, בעגלה ומזמן קריב ויאמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מברך, ויעלם עולמי עלמיים. יתברך וישתבח ויפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתעלה שמי לקודשה ברכו לעילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה תושבחתה ונחמתה דאמירן מימיו ויאמרו אמן. תתקבל צלותכון ובאותכון דכל ישראל, קודם אבוכוני וישמעיה ויאמרו אמן. יהי שלמה רבה מן שמעיה, וחיים עלינו ועל כל ישראל ויאמרו אמן. עושה שלום במרומם, או יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ויאמרו amen. So we rise for Kiddush, which is on page 90. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'ratza banu v'shabbat kodesho be'ahava u'v'ratzon hinchilanu zikaron le'maaseh v'reishit ki hu yom techila le'mikra'ei kodesh zecher l'yetziat mitzrayim. Kivanu v'acharta ve'otanu kidashta mikomim v'shabbat kodeshecha ve'ahava u'v'ratzon hinachatanu. Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh hashabbat. L'chaim. Remain standing. We're going to go right into Aleinu, page 118. Aleinu leshabeach la'adon ha'kol לתפקדו לעצב ראשית שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה שלא שם חלקנו כהם וגורלנו ככל המונם ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא שהונותן שמיים ויוסר ארץ ומושב יקרו בשמיים ממעל ושכינתו זו וכובלי מרומים. O Eloheinu, Einod, El Midmakenu, Efes Ulato, Kakatu, Vetorato, Beatotayo, Beatotayo, Behashevota Elevavecha, Ki Adonai Hu HaElohim, Bashamayim Imah, Ve'al haaretz, Ve'al haaretz, Mitachat Einod, Einod. If it's your custom, you may be seated. We continue 120. Okay, Nekeven L'chadonai. כי מלכות שלה היא ולמאה תמלוך בכבוד, כך כתוב בתורתך, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. ונאמר, והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו, ושמו, ושמו אחד, ושמו So tonight we lovingly recall all those whose yahrzeits have passed over the last coming week. Louis R. Levinson, Lillian Sadler, Marvin Alexander, Dorothy Singer, Hope Slensky, Gerald Finkelstein, Abraham Al Klein, Michael Levine, Abraham Polis, David Maimon Weiss, Harold Young, Frank Boschwitz, Samuel Brownstein, Fred Dreyfus, Jane Fine, Jerome Drobin, and Erwin Sirota. During the period of Shloshim, we note with sorrow the passing of Beth Bondell Rosenthal, Lynn Liss, Moshe Pashko, and our dear Melissa Levy. I don't have my list for the past years coming, but we keep them in our hearts and our minds as we rise now for Mourner's Kaddish. All those who have the art side or are mourning, please rise. Abby, do you have someone you'd like to name tonight? Okay, perfect. Yitzkadal ve'yitzkadash shemei rabba v'alman tivarach hirteh v'yamlich malchuteh b'chayechon uvyomechon uvchaye dechol be'Yisrael ba'agala uvizman kariv yimru amen. Yehi Shemei Rabbah Mevarach Le'olam Ulamei Amaya Yitbarach V'yishtabach V'yitpa'ar V'yitromam V'yitnaseh V'yithadar V'yit'aleh V'yithalal Shemei Dekudashah B'reho Le'ela Min Kol Berchatav Shirata Tushbechata V'nechemata Da'amiran V'yoma V'yimru Amen. Yehi Shlama Rabba Min Shemaya V'chaim Aleinu Ve'al Kol Yisrael V'yimru Amen. Oseh Shalom B'imromav Hu Ya'aseh Shalom Aleinu Ve'al Kol Yisrael V'yimru Amen. May each of their memories be for a beautiful blessing to us all. So I see a pink slip in your hand, Lindsay. Feel like maybe today you're a little more feeling up to it?
Thank you, Canner. Shabbat Shalom, everybody. First, on behalf of the Board of Directors and the offices, our deepest condolences to the Levy family. May her memory be for a blessing. We always hold our dear congregants in our hearts. So, welcome back to our Executive Director, Barbara Glickman, who has been in Israel in a fantastic having a fantastic experience at Pardes Institute. I'm sure we'll be hearing more about that. I know she'll be talking next week, Shabbat morning, so it'll be exciting to hear. As I said last week, we don't wind down, we wind up at Ohev, so we have lots going on, lots to look forward to. This weekend, we have, with our fellow synagogues in Bucks County, we are celebrating as a community Tisha B'Av services at Beth El Yardley, so look for the information on that. This week, Barbara is back, so we know the walking club is back on Wednesday morning, so information there, and it's great. I'm planning to be there, and I know Barbara leads a great group walking. Backyard Shabbat is coming. Next week, Cantor will be devotion by the ocean, but we will have services here. Lots going on. I will tell you, check your supplements, check your mailings, check the dovetail, because there's so much coming up, starting right in September. I know Men's Club has 2 events they've already posted. Sisterhood has events coming up. It's just a great time at Ohev Shalom. So welcome back, everybody. Shabbat Shalom, and have a wonderful weekend.
So I see my battery is running low, so this is a perfect time for us to quickly transition into our final prayer of the evening. Thank you, everybody, for being here. It's great having you here and celebrating in the Shabbat. Again, our deepest condolences go out to Ray and to Melissa's sister, Sandy, and Brenda, and Aunt for caring. We're so, it's heartbreaking to know that she's no longer with us, but from what I've heard over the past week, she was such a fabulous, fabulous woman, and she will be missed very much so. So tomorrow morning, we have services at 9:45. Come and join us. Come and join and be a part of the crew. We love having everybody come and enjoy. We do have a pre-B'nai Mitzvah student who will come and join us for leading a prayer or two, and that's always a good time. We like to cheer them on when they come. So we hope that your Shabbat is peaceful and cool. It's very, very hot today, so I hope it remains so cool for all of you. Let's conclude our service on 128, Adon Olam. Adon Olam Asher Malach B'terem Kol Yetzir Nivra Le'ed Nosav V'chefso Kol Asai Melech Shemo Nikra Asai Melech Shemo Nikra Ve'acharei Kiklot HaKol Levato Yimloch Nora Ve'hu Aya Ve'hu Hoveh Ve'hu Yihya B'tifara Ve'hu Yihya B'tifara Ve'hu Echad E'ek Sheni Lehamshilo Le'achbira B'direshit Ve'litachlit Ve'lo ha'oz ve'ha'misra Ve'lo ha'oz ve'ha'misra Ve'hu eli ve'chayko ali Ve'tzor hevli Be'etara Ve'hu nisi Omanos li Menakosi Be'yom ekra Menakosi Be'yom ekra Be'ato akidrochi Be'etishan Me'ayira Ve'ibrochi Geviati Adonai li Ve'lo ira Adonai